My beloved child, I am coming to you in this quiet moment because I have heard the silent sighs of your spirit, and I know that lately you have been wrestling with a deep and heavy exhaustion that words cannot fully express. You have been carrying a weight that feels invisible to the world around you, a burden of faithfulness that seems to go unnoticed by the crowd. And I want you to know that I see the weariness that has settled into your bones. It is not just a physical tiredness that sleep can cure, but a spiritual fatigue that comes from pouring yourself out when no one is watching, and wondering if the reservoir will ever be filled again. You have been standing firm in the storm, holding onto your integrity when it would have been so much easier to let go. And I want to whisper to your heart right now that none of this has been in vain. I know the question that has been echoing in the chambers of your heart when you lie awake at night, asking if there is a purpose to this seemingly endless season of giving without receiving. You have asked me if I have forgotten you, or if your prayers have somehow been lost in the vastness of the universe, because you look around and see others advancing while you feel anchored to the same spot. This feeling of being stuck is not a reflection of your failure, but rather it is the tension of a bow being pulled back before the arrow is released. Yet I know the tension is painful and the weight feels agonizing. You are tired of being the strong one, tired of being the one who understands everyone else while feeling like no one truly understands the depth of what you are carrying or the cost of your obedience. There is a specific kind of loneliness that comes with walking a path of integrity, a solitude that wraps around you when you choose to do the right thing, even when it yields no immediate reward. I have watched you make hard choices in secret, denying your own flesh and desires to honor me and to serve others. And I know that sometimes you feel like a fool for being so faithful in a world that celebrates shortcuts. You have seen others compromise and seem to prosper, while you have held the line and seemingly suffered for it. And the enemy has tried to whisper that your sacrifices are meaningless. But I am here to silence those lies and to tell you that I have been collecting every tear and recording every act of private obedience in a book that no one else can read but me. The weariness you feel is real, and I am not asking you to pretend that you are strong right now, for it is in your weakness that my strength is made perfect and complete. You have been running a marathon at a sprint's pace, trying to keep everything together for everyone else, and you have neglected the tender cry of your own soul that is longing for rest and reassurance. You wonder if this season of hiddenness will ever end, or if you are destined to remain in the shadows forever, serving the dreams of others while your own dreams gather dust on the shelf. I want you to know that the shadows are not a dungeon, but a darkroom where I am developing the image of Christ within you, preparing you for a light that you cannot yet comprehend. I hear the unspoken prayer that falls from your lips when you are driving alone or washing the dishes, that gentle plea for just a little bit of relief or a small sign that things are going to change. You have been faithful with the little things for so long that you are starting to wonder if the big things were ever meant for you, or if you missed your window of opportunity somewhere along the way. My dear child, you have not missed anything, for my timing is not linear like yours, and I am the God who can redeem years in a single moment of favor. The exhaustion you feel is the result of fighting a battle that I have already won, and I am inviting you to lay down your armor for a moment and let me wash your feet. Let me reassure you that the very fact that you are feeling this exhaustion is proof that you have been carrying something precious, for empty vessels do not feel the weight of their contents. You have been a steward of my grace even when your own tank was empty, and you have continued to speak life into others even when you felt like you were dying inside. I want to honor you for that today, to place my hand upon your shoulder and tell you that I am proud of you, not for what you have achieved, but for who you have remained. You have not allowed the bitterness of the weight to rot the sweetness of your soul, and that is a victory greater than any public accolade you could ever receive. Now, I want you to look closely at your life, for there are signs of my handiwork all over you that you may have dismissed as ordinary traits or even weaknesses. One of the greatest signs that you are marked for a significant reward is that you continue to show up and do the work even when there is absolutely no applause. You have cultivated a discipline of presence, arriving in places of service and love not because you seek recognition, but because your spirit is aligned with the rhythm of faithfulness. This ability to work in the silence is rare, and it is the hallmark of a ruler who can be trusted with authority, for you serve for the sake of the kingdom, not for the sake of the ego. Another sign that you are nearing your season of harvest is that you have consistently chosen integrity over the tempting shortcuts that have presented themselves to you time and time again. You could have cheated, you could have lied, you could have taken the easy way out to get ahead faster, but something inside you refused to compromise the truth. This refusal was not just morality, it was the evidence of your spiritual nobility, proving that you value your alignment with me more than the temporary validation of the world. I have watched you walk away from opportunities that looked like gold because you knew they were not from me, and that discernment is a treasure that will serve you for the rest of your life. Consider the way you have treated people who could do nothing for you, for this is a glowing indicator of the greatness I have placed within your spirit. You have been kind to the rude, patient with the difficult, and generous to the poor, even when you were struggling with your own lack and frustration. This quality of mercy is not natural to the human heart. It is a supernatural impartation that shows you are becoming more like me every single day. You are learning patience without losing your kindness, a balance that many strive for but few achieve. And this softness of heart is the container that will hold the outpouring of blessings I am about to release. You have also noticed a deepening sensitivity in your spirit, where the things that used to entertain you no longer satisfy you, and you find yourself craving deeper waters and more meaningful connection. This pulling away from the superficial is not a sign of depression, but a sign of elevation, as I am weaning you off the milk of the world so you can digest the meat of the kingdom. You feel out of place in certain crowds because you have outgrown the environment, and your spirit is sensing the new territory before your feet have even landed there. This discomfort is actually a sign of growth, a signal that your capacity is expanding to receive the new assignments and rewards that are queued up for you. There is a sign in your refusal to become bitter, even when you have had every valid reason to close your heart and build walls of protection around your emotions. You have been hurt, betrayed, and overlooked, yet you continue to forgive, and you continue to try again, which is a miracle of my grace working through you. This resilience is not just stubbornness. It is the power of the resurrection living in your mortal body, enabling you to rise again and again after every emotional death. I am preserving your innocence and your capacity to hope, because the reward coming your way requires a heart that is open enough to receive it fully. You have also found yourself interceding for others, praying for their breakthroughs even while you are still waiting for your own. And this selfless act is a powerful sign of your spiritual maturity. It takes a greatness of spirit to celebrate the victories of others while you are still in the trenches, and your ability to do so has caught the attention of heaven. You have sown seeds of prayer into the lives of your friends and family, and I want you to know that those seeds are not just for them. They are creating a harvest for you as well. By watering others, you have ensured that you will also be watered, for that is the unchangeable law of my kingdom. Another sign is the inexplicable peace that settles over you in moments when you should be panicking, a deep inner knowing that somehow everything is going to be all right. This peace is the anchor I have dropped into your soul, holding you steady while the surface waters of your life are choppy and uncertain. It is a sign that your trust has shifted from your own ability to control outcomes to my ability to sustain you. And this shift is the final preparation for promotion. When you can sleep in the storm, you are ready to command the storm, and you are closer to that authority than you realize. You have also experienced a heightening of your spiritual senses, where scriptures you have read 1,000 times suddenly pop off the page with new life and specific application to your situation. I am speaking to you more clearly now, confirming your steps and validating your hope through songs, conversations, and coincidences that are actually my divine orchestration. These are not random events. They are breadcrumbs I am leaving for you to follow, leading you out of the wilderness and into the promised land. You are tuning into my frequency, and this alignment is the prerequisite for the transfer of wealth, influence, and joy that is coming. Finally, the intensity of the spiritual warfare you have faced recently is a glaring sign that you are standing at the threshold of a massive breakthrough. The enemy does not waste his ammunition on empty targets. He attacks those who are about to step into their destiny and inflict damage on his kingdom of darkness. The resistance you feel is actually confirmation of your momentum, for the friction is greatest just before the plane takes flight. You are not under attack because you are weak. You are under attack because you are dangerous to the darkness, and your reward is being contested because it is valuable. I know the struggles that have plagued your mind, specifically the haunting feeling of being completely unseen and undervalued by the people who should matter most. You have poured your love into relationships where it felt like you were filling a bottomless pit, receiving nothing in return but demands for more, and it has left you feeling hollowed out. You walk into rooms and feel like a ghost, wondering if anyone truly perceives the value you bring or the heart you possess. This invisibility is painful, and it has caused you to question your worth. But I want you to know that you are the apple of my eye, and you are never hidden from me. There has been a quiet resentment building in the corners of your heart, a whisper that asks, "When is it my turn, Lord? When do I get to be the one who is celebrated?" You feel guilty for even thinking it, but the emotion is there, born from watching season after season pass where you are the spectator and never the participant in the joy. You have attended the weddings, the baby showers, the promotion parties, and you have smiled and clapped, but inside a part of you was weeping. I do not judge you for this honesty. I welcome it, for I cannot heal what you do not reveal, and I want to wash away that resentment with my love. You have struggled with deep discouragement after seeing results that were delayed again and again, just when you thought the breakthrough was finally happening. You got your hopes up, you believed with all your heart, you even told people that this was it, and then the door slammed shut in your face. The embarrassment of that moment, coupled with the crushing disappointment, made you want to stop hoping altogether because hope felt too dangerous. You have tried to protect yourself by lowering your expectations, thinking that if you expect nothing, you cannot be hurt, but living without hope is a slow death that I do not want for you. The temptation to quit has been stronger recently than it has ever been, whispering to you that it would be so much easier to just settle for a mediocre life and stop striving for God's best. You have stood on the edge of giving up, looking down into the abyss of apathy, and you have seriously considered letting go of the calling I placed on your life. Maybe I heard God wrong, you tell yourself. Maybe I'm just not meant for this. These thoughts are the arrows of the enemy designed to take you out right before your victory, and I am here to be your shield against them. You have felt like your sacrifices didn't matter, as if the years of serving, giving, and praying were just time wasted that you can never get back. You look at your bank account, your relationship status, or your career, and the math doesn't seem to add up. The input of faithfulness does not match the output of blessing. This perceived inequity drives you mad with frustration, and you have cried out to me asking for justice, asking why the wicked seem to prosper while the righteous suffer. I hear those cries, and I want you to know that the accounting is not finished yet. I am still balancing the books. There is a struggle with physical and emotional burnout, where your body feels heavy and your mind feels foggy, and you just want to crawl into a hole and hide from the demands of the world. You have pushed yourself past your limits for so long that your adrenaline is gone, and now you are running on fumes, snapping at people you love and feeling guilty about it later. You need rest, but you feel like you can't afford to stop, trapped on a treadmill of your own making. I am calling you to step off the machine and fall into my arms, for I give sleep to those I love. You have wrestled with the fear that you have somehow disqualified yourself from the promise because of a past mistake or a recent failure. You replay your errors in your mind, creating a highlight reel of your worst moments, and you convince yourself that I am withholding the reward because I am angry with you. My child, there is no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. I have thrown your sins as far as the east is from the west. Do not let the accuser shackle you to a corpse that I have already raised to life. Your past does not dictate your future when you are in my hands. The silence of God has been a specific struggle for you, those periods where I seem to withdraw my tangible presence, and you are left to walk by raw faith alone. It feels like abandonment, and it triggers old wounds of rejection from your childhood, making you panic and scramble for reassurance. But this silence is not absence. It is the teacher remaining quiet during the test so that the student can apply what they have learned. I am closer to you in the silence than I am in the thunder, watching you with bated breath as you navigate the darkness, trusting that you will find the light. You have also struggled with comparison, scrolling through the highlight reels of others' lives and feeling like you are falling behind in the race of life. The enemy uses these images to plant seeds of inadequacy in your garden, making you feel small and insignificant. You see their smiles, their vacations, their successes, and you wonder what is wrong with you, not realizing that you are comparing your behind-the-scenes footage with their trailer. I have created you for a unique lane, and looking sideways only slows you down. Keep your eyes fixed on the path I have set before you. There is a pain in your heart from the friends who walked away, the people you trusted who turned their backs on you when you needed them the most. This betrayal has left you with trust issues, making it hard for you to open up to new people or to believe that anyone will stay. You have built walls to keep people out, but those same walls are keeping your blessing out, and I want to help you dismantle them brick by brick. I removed those people not to hurt you, but because they could not go where I am taking you. Their departure was actually divine protection. You have felt the sting of misunderstood motives, where you tried to do something good, and it was twisted and spoken against by others. To have your good be called evil is a heavy cross to bear, and it has made you hesitant to step out and lead or serve again. You worry about what people will say, paralyzed by the fear of man, and it has stifled the song I put in your heart. I want to liberate you from the opinions of sheep so you can hear the voice of the shepherd. Your vindication comes from me, not from their approval. You have struggled with the mundane nature of your days, the repetitive cycle of waking up, working, and sleeping, feeling like a hamster on a wheel. You crave adventure and significance, but you feel trapped in the ordinary, wondering if this is all there is to life. But I am the God of the ordinary as well as the spectacular, and I am weaving a masterpiece in the daily threads of your life that you cannot yet see. Do not despise the day of small beginnings, for the cathedral is built one boring brick at a time. There is a grief you carry for the dreams that have died, the visions of how you thought your life would look by now that have not come to pass. You are grieving the loss of a timeline, the loss of an expectation, and it is okay to mourn that, but do not set up a tent in the valley of the shadow of death. I have new dreams for you, better than the ones you lost, dreams that are born from my wisdom and not just your desires. You must let go of the what could have been to grasp the what will be. You have felt the pressure of financial lack, the anxiety that comes when the ends do not meet, and the bills are piling up on the counter. This stress acts like a low-level hum in the background of your life, draining your energy and distracting you from your spiritual focus. You wonder if I am truly Jehovah Jireh, your provider, or if you are destined to struggle and scrape by forever. I want to reassure you that I own the cattle on 1,000 hills, and your provision is secured in my treasury. I am teaching you to trust the provider more than the provision. You have struggled with feeling spiritually dry, going through the motions of prayer and worship, but feeling like your heart is a desert. You remember the days when you felt fire and passion, and you wonder how to get back to that place of intimacy. This dryness is not a punishment. It is a thirst that I have allowed to drive you deeper into the well of my spirit. Dig deeper, my child, past the surface emotions, until you hit the bedrock of my truth, for there is a spring of living water there that never runs dry. You have dealt with the fear of the future, looking at the state of the world and feeling a rising panic about what is to come for you and your family. The news fills you with dread, and you feel helpless to protect the ones you love from the chaos that seems to be engulfing the earth. But I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Your future is secure because it is held in my hands. I am the Alpha and the Omega, and I have already seen the end from the beginning. You are on the winning side. You have struggled with the feeling that you are too much for some people and not enough for others, constantly trying to adjust yourself to fit the expectations of the room. This shape-shifting has left you exhausted and confused about who you really are. I want you to stop striving to be palatable to the world and start being authentic to the design I created. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and the right people, your tribe, will love you exactly as you are without requiring you to shrink or inflate. Finally, you have struggled with the sheer length of the battle, the fact that this season has dragged on for years instead of months. You have held on for so long that your grip is slipping, and your faith is trembling under the strain of the duration. You are asking, "How long, O Lord?" with tears in your eyes. I am here to tell you that you are in the final stretch, the darkest hour before the dawn, and the length of the battle is an indicator of the magnitude of the victory. Now, receive this revelation into your spirit. The reward I am bringing to you is not just an object or an event. It is a capacity that you have developed to sustain the blessing. If I had given you the platform, the wealth, or the relationship when you first asked for it, your character would not have been strong enough to support it, and it would have crushed you. The delay was not a denial. It was a construction project, building the internal scaffolding necessary to hold the weight of glory I am about to release. I love you too much to give you a blessing that would destroy you. You must understand that seeds grow underground in total darkness, and just because you cannot see the growth does not mean that nothing is happening. For a long time, the seed is breaking open, sending roots deep into the soil, anchoring itself against the storms that will come. You have been in the underground phase, and the silence you felt was the soil pressing against you, triggering your growth. Silence does not mean death, it means gestation. You are not buried, you are planted, and the time for breaking the surface is imminent. I see your private obedience, the choices you made when no one was watching, and I want to reveal to you that I honor private faithfulness with public reward. The world promotes those who shout the loudest, but in my kingdom, promotion comes to those who serve the quietest. I am about to set a table for you in the presence of your enemies, vindicating you in front of the very people who overlooked and underestimated you. They will see my favor upon you and wonder how it happened, not knowing the years of secret sacrifice that paid for the anointing they now see. The pain you have endured was not random. It was refining fire, burning away the impurities of ego, pride, and self-reliance, so that you could come forth as pure gold. You are now lighter, freer, and more transparent, able to reflect my light without the obstruction of self. This process hurt, I know, but it has made you a vessel of honor, fit for the Master's use. You are no longer driven by the need to prove yourself. You are driven by the desire to please me, and that is the most powerful place to be. Realize that your reward is multi-generational. I am not just blessing you for today, but I am setting up a legacy that will bless your children and your children's children. The battles you have fought, and one have broken curses that have plagued your bloodline for decades. You have been the cycle breaker, the one who stood in the gap and said, "It ends with me." Because of your endurance, those coming after you will start their race on the shoulders of your victory, inheriting a spiritual surplus instead of a deficit. The season of waiting has also been a season of accumulation, where interest has been compounding on the spiritual capital you have invested. You think you have lost time, but in my economy, waiting time is working time, and the returns are exponential. When the harvest comes, it will come in such abundance that your barns will not be able to hold it, a measure pressed down, shaken together, and running over. You will look back at the years of scarcity and realize they were the preparation for a lifetime of stewardship. Understand that I have been aligning your heart with my heart, so that when the reward comes, you will use it for my glory and not just your own comfort. The struggle has purified your motives, ensuring that you will be a conduit of blessing rather than a cul-de-sac where the flow stops. You have learned that everything you have is a gift from me, and this humility is the key that unlocks the treasury of heaven. I can trust you now with resources and influence, because I know they will not steal your heart away from me. The rejection you faced was actually my redirection, steering you away from paths that were good but not God, from people who were fun but not faithful. I closed those doors to force you into the hallway where you would find the one door I created specifically for you. Be thankful for the no you received, for it saved you from a life of settling for less than your destiny. What you thought was a loss was actually a divine setup for a better edition. Your sensitivity, which you thought was a weakness, is actually your superpower, allowing you to perceive the needs of others and the movement of my spirit. The world has tried to harden you, to make you callous and cynical, but you have fought to remain soft, and that is your greatest victory. It is the meek who inherit the earth, those who have power under control, whose hearts are open to the flow of grace. Your tender heart is the landing strip for my miracles. The delay has actually been a form of protection, keeping you from battles you were not yet equipped to fight and rooms you were not yet ready to navigate. I have been hiding you in the cleft of the rock, covering you with my hand while the danger passed by. Now that you are stronger, wiser, and more battle-tested, I am lifting my hand to reveal you to the world. You are coming out not as a victim of circumstances, but as a victor over them, fully equipped for the assignment ahead. You are about to enter a season of suddenlies, where things that dragged on for years will be resolved in a day, and acceleration will overtake stagnation. When I move quickly, and I can do more in a second than you can do in a lifetime of striving. You will see doors fly open that have been rusted shut, and phone calls will come that change the trajectory of your life instantly. Get your house in order, for the King is coming to visit, and he is bringing his reward with him. The tears you have sown were not wasted water. They were liquid prayers that have watered the soil of your future. Psalm 126 promises that those who sow in tears shall reap with shouts of joy, and that is a binding contract in my kingdom. The joy that is coming is not just a fleeting happiness. It is a deep, resonant joy that comes from knowing you have persevered and overcome. Your laughter will be louder than your weeping ever was, and it will be a testimony to my faithfulness. You have been looking for a specific outcome, but I am giving you something better, a transformed identity. You are no longer the orphan begging for bread. You are the son or daughter who knows they own the bakery. This shift in mindset is the true reward, for it changes how you walk, how you speak, and how you interact with the world. You are stepping into your royalty, wearing the robe of righteousness and the ring of authority. The enemy tried to break you, but he only succeeded in breaking open the alabaster jar of your life, releasing a fragrance of worship that is filling heaven. Your pain has become your pulpit, and your test has become your testimony. What was meant to destroy you has been turned into a weapon against the darkness, and you will use your story to liberate others who are trapped in the same prisons you just escaped. You are a dangerous deliverer now. Know that I am the restorer of lost time, and I am going to restore the years the locusts have eaten, the cankerworm, the caterpillar, and the palmerworm. I will give you double for your trouble, not just in material things, but in peace, in joy, and in relational harmony. The second half of your life will be far more glorious than the first, and your latter days will be greater than your former. This is the promise of the Redeemer. So I encourage you, my beloved, do not quit at the very edge of your harvest. Do not drop your basket just as the fruit is falling. You are closer than you can possibly imagine, and the enemy is intensifying his attacks because he knows his time is short. Stand firm, hold the line, and keep your eyes on the horizon, for the sun is about to rise on your darkest night. One more step, one more prayer, one more day of believing. That is all I ask. Keep your heart soft, for bitterness leaks power, and you need every ounce of spiritual strength for the season you are entering. Forgive quickly, release offenses instantly, and refuse to carry the baggage of yesterday into the newness of tomorrow. Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flow the issues of life, and I need your flow to be pure and unobstructed. A clean heart is a magnet for miracles. Practice gratitude for the small proofs you will see this week, the tiny indicators that the tide is turning in your favor. A kind word, a small financial blessing, a moment of unexpected peace. These are the first drops of the deluge. Thank me for the cloud the size of a man's hand, and you will soon see the heavy rain of blessing. Gratitude is the frequency of reception. Tune your radio to it. Stop speaking death over your situation and start prophesying life. Let your words align with my promises and not your problems. Say what I say about you, not what your feelings say, for your tongue has the power of life and death. Declare that your season of reward is here. Declare that you are the head and not the tail. Declare that you are loved and favored. Your words are the rudder of your ship. Steer them toward the harbor of hope. I want you to rest in the knowledge that I am fighting for you, even when you cannot see the battle. You do not need to strive or manipulate or force doors open. Simply walk in obedience and watch me work. Be still and know that I am God, and I will be exalted in your life. The pressure is off you and on me. I have never lost a battle, and I will not start with yours. Remember that you are never alone, for I am with you always, even to the end of the age. In the lonely nights and the crowded days, my spirit is hovering over you, whispering words of love and direction. Lean into my presence, cast your cares upon me, for I care for you with an everlasting love. You are my child, and I take personal responsibility for your well-being. Look up, for your redemption draws nigh. The signs are all around you if you have the eyes to see them. The winter is passing, the rain is over and gone, and the flowers are appearing on the earth. It is time for the singing of birds, time for new life, time for the resurrection of dead dreams. Embrace the new season with open arms and a fearful excitement. I am breathing new life into your weary body and your tired mind, renewing your strength like the eagles so you can soar above the storms. You will run and not grow weary. You will walk and not faint. Receive this infusion of divine energy right now. Feel it coursing through your veins, waking up your hope. You are coming back to life. Trust the process, even when you cannot trace the pattern, knowing that the master weaver is creating a tapestry of exquisite beauty. One day you will see the finished product, and you will understand why every dark thread was necessary to make the gold threads shine. Until then, trust the hands that hold the needle. Your life is beautiful to me. I am calling you to a higher level of intimacy, a place where we walk and talk in the cool of the day, just you and me. This relationship is the true prize, the pearl of great price, and everything else is just a bonus. Seek first the kingdom and my righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. I am the reward. As you go about your week, walk with your head held high, knowing that you are a child of the Most High God, crowned with glory and honor. Do not let the world define your worth. Let my love be the mirror in which you see yourself. You are chosen, you are royal, you are holy, and you are mine. Walk in that confidence. Finally, I invite you to stay connected to this source of encouragement, to keep your ear tuned to my whispers in the days to come. If this message has watered your thirsty soul, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, not as a command, but as a way to ensure you continue to receive the manna you need for the journey. I have so much more to say to you, so many more secrets to share, and I want you here to receive them. I love you with an everlasting love. Hold on, your reward is here.